Hey guys, it's Mrs. Graham. How are you? Hey, I just wanted to create this little video for you. I know that the blood flow through the heart is one of the topics that we've been having some trouble with. So I thought doing this might give you something that you could reference, you could watch through a couple times that would hopefully make things a little bit clearer for you. And I know how much you all love to watch me draw. So without further ado, I'm going to get my face off of this screen because it's distracting to me. And I'm going to walk you guys through one more time how we are going to trace the path of blood through the heart. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to draw our heart. Okay, now I'm not going to draw it heart shape. We're not talking Valentine's Day. I think I've showed you guys before the way that I learned it, the way that helped me was to think of the heart in the four sections, right? The four quadrants. Okay, I'm going to get some text box here. We know that this first one is going to be called the right atrium. All right. Okay, we know that this side is going to be the right ventricle. Okay. We know that if we go over to the left side of the heart, because we're always looking at the heart as if the directions as if it was the patient, right? This is the left atrium. And then we also have the left ventricle. All right, so those are our four quadrants, right? So now we know that blood flow comes back from the body. It had exchanged the oxygen at the cellular level at those capillary beds, and then it comes back and it needs to get reoxygenated. So the blood is going to come back into the right side of the heart. All right, so let's draw this. So the blood's going to come back in through two big veins, okay? One from the top of the body and one from the bottom of the body. And we know that those are called the superior, meaning the upper one, vena cava, not cava, and also the bottom one being the inferior vena cava. Okay, so those are both two big veins that are bringing this blood back to the right side of the heart. All right, so we're going to come back in. I'm going to draw it red because it's blood. Okay, we come down and we're coming into the right atrium. Okay, so the right atrium fills up with blood, and then we've got a little doorway here, a little valve. Okay, that valve is called the tricuspid valve. Okay, I'm going to make that a little bit smaller for you. Okay, that's the tricuspid valve. All right, so the blood comes down, comes through the tricuspid valve into the right ventricle. Okay, the right ventricle is a bigger part of the muscle. It's going to give the heart a big squeeze out another door, another valve, and this one is going to be called the pulmonary valve. Okay, when we think pulmonary, right, we think lungs, because guess where we're going next? We're going to the lungs. Okay, so the right ventricle gives us a nice big squeeze. The blood comes out of the right ventricle via two big arteries, because we know arteries carry blood away. Okay, and these are both going to be called pulmonary arteries. Okay, let's define them, pulmonary arteries. Okay, we've got another one over here. Okay. Now, we're going to go from these pulmonary arteries. Where are we going to end up? We are going to end up, I'm going to make these nice lungs. Look at those lungs. We got one lung. I'm going to draw you another lung over here. Now, obviously, this is not to scale. This is not what it looks like inside the body. But what we're trying to make sure that you understand is the path, okay? We'll look at the anatomy separately, but I want you to understand for our purposes here is the path, okay? So the blood goes from the pulmonary artery, goes into the lungs, picks up lots of nice oxygen. So now we're going to change this to blue. Actually, I'll change it to green now, okay? Got lots of nice oxygen now. We're gonna come back. And this time we're going into the left side of the heart. And we're also gonna want to know that these guys are the pulmonary veins, right? Because veins bring blood back to the heart. Okay. There's our pulmonary veins. We're going into the left atrium. Okay, the blood's coming down. Okay, and then we run into another little valve here. Okay, this valve is called our mitral valve. Okay, so the blood fills up the left atrium, the mitral valve opens, the blood continues down through into the left ventricle. Okay, the left ventricle is our biggest muscle part of the heart. Okay, it's got to give the blood a real big push in order to get that blood out to the rest of the body. Okay, but we got to come through one more little doorway here, and this is going to be the aortic valve. And where do we think that aortic valve is going to go out to? Well, it's going to go out to another big artery, the biggest artery in our body, which is the aorta. Okay, an aorta. Okay, that aorta in turn delivers the blood out through its whole system of arteries and then into capillaries and out to the whole body. Okay, so you can see just looking at this, if I was to retrace our path again, let me do this with one more time here. I'll do it in a different color for you. Okay, we come in through the superior and the inferior vena cava into the right atrium, through the tricuspid valve into the right ventricle. Okay, this is all deoxygenated blood. We're going to then come down, go out the pulmonary valve, okay, and go out on both sides to the lungs. We're going to go out via the pulmonary arteries. We're going to get lots of O2 inside these lungs, right? Pick all of that up. Go back to the heart through the pulmonary vein, via the left atrium, okay, through the mitral valve, down into the left ventricle where it gets a big push out the aortic valve, out the aorta, and out to the body. I hope that this makes things a little bit clearer for you and you at least got a laugh at my lovely art skills. Okay, and of course, as always, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. You can message me on the classroom. You can see me in class tomorrow. I hope this is just a little tool that might help you if you're having some trouble. Okay, thanks guys. Have a great night.